The Bitcoin price is currently bouncing from a very key level of support. Now, this level is something we have been watching on this channel and in the Casper Crew VIP Discord for months. Shout out to everybody who took the juicy long from that level. And yes, we've gotten a bounce, but where's the price heading next? Is this a very bullish bounce, or are we going to continue in bearish market structure? We're going to be diving into the charts today, so make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for notifications, because we are bringing you the most timely and the juiciest Bitcoin updates here on YouTube. Yesterday, we were taking a look at Bitcoin forming this bullish falling wedge pattern, noticing that we have not actually lost any of the key supports that we have below us. In fact, we are bouncing from the bottom of this trend line, and we were also noticing that this pattern is very similar to something that happened last year. If we just take a look at the price action, we can see that after a little move up, we start to form this bullish falling wedge pattern. Only when the exchange FTX FUD came out, we lost it to the downside. Everybody was expecting much lower, and then we simply just came back into the pattern, formed a higher low, and then boom, off to the stratosphere. We see a very similar kind of market structure happening right now. A move up, forming this falling wedge pattern, and we are getting some exchange FUD down toward these lows. So I want to talk about the two most probable scenarios that we can see play out. The overall context right now is that the Bitcoin price is coming down to this very key zone of support where we have multiple confluences. First of all, we have the Fibonacci 382 from the bottom we put in back in November to the high that we made back in April. We have the value area high of this massive range that we've been trading for about a year, as well as this very important support resistance flip. We have a daily order block. And this orange line is something that we really need to keep our eyes on as well, because this is the 200-week moving average. Now, so many people have been looking at this 200-week moving average saying when we break above, we are going to get a move to the upside that is much more powerful than most people are willing to admit. And now look at what's happened as we've come up above the level. We had a pretty significant breakout, but now we're coming back down to not only retest the moving average, but we're starting to make lower lows and come below that moving average. I do believe it's very probable that a lot of people, especially higher term time frame traders, are going to start getting out when they see Bitcoin losing that 200-week moving average. And we might see a lot of people actually starting to open up shorts right into this major key of support. And the reason why is because they're saying, look, we're losing the moving average, we're coming back down into the range, this is time to go short. Now, although I'm not saying that we can't have a massive move down through here, I find it not to be very probable because there is so much support right here. And if anything, we might just find ourselves having a slow bleed and then end up holding support in this area for another move to the upside. Now, as we are watching the price come down to this area, look what's happening to our oscillator on the daily time frame, right? We are getting higher momentum as the price continues to get lower and lower into this key zone of support. This is called a bullish divergence, where we have a very big left momentum wave followed by a smaller right momentum wave, aka the uneven butt cheek pattern, right? We have the juicy left cheek, the skinny right cheek. That is currently what's happening right now. So there are a few things that I'm actually looking for. First of all, we do need to be aware that as we come down to support, we could get another move to the upside. Now, when we get this move to the upside, we have to also understand that locally, although when we zoom out here and we are seeing that since November, we're in a very strong uptrend characterized by our low, our high, our higher low, our higher high, our higher low, and our higher high. When we zoom in here, and I'm going to go ahead and clean up the chart a little bit so that we can get a little bit more clarity. When we zoom in locally for the past few months, we can see that now we've actually officially entered into bearish market structure, right? After making our high in April, we've been making lower lows and lower highs this entire time. What this now means is, yes, we can absolutely look for another move to the downside. And as far as swing trading goes, one of the things I actually would be looking for is to get a move back up, potentially even looking like we're breaking out of the wedge, only to come into the Fibonacci golden pocket to put in another lower high to finally take this down to a lower level of support around that $24,000 area. If we're looking at this as a sideways range, we can see that we have very perfect confluence with that $29,000 level with the value area high of this very large range. And so what this would do is this would have people believe that we've bounced from a very important level and now we're breaking out of the wedge, only to put in a lower high and then come down into that key green box that we had here at the beginning of the video, where we could actually look to find support at this level before actually getting the move to the upside. Now, remember, this is a very similar kind of pattern that we saw back last year when we were forming this bullish pattern, this falling wedge pattern down here, right? And we actually did, it looked like we were going to get a bounce from the bottom, but what happened? We got the fake out right into the Fibonacci, go in the pocket, boom, we lost it to the downside. People got very bearish. That's when we actually got our move to the upside. We could see a very similar thing happen right here. Move to the upside, whoops, and then people get super bearish. Then we actually get our bounce to the upside. So this is one thing I'm actually looking to potentially trade as I'm looking for my next short. And speaking of shorts, of course, I'm still holding the swing short trade setup we gave in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, guys. We also gave the long level months in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord to take this juicy long from the exact bottom. If you want to join the community, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also, guys, if you want to learn how to trade this way, check out the courses at jasoncaspertrading.com. 25% discount in the description. Also, to take advantage of trading these markets with a very good deal on fees, MEXC up to a $9,000 deposit bonus, plus literally the best deal on fees you can find on derivative exchanges if you use the link in the pinned comment and description. I'm currently trading on Bitget and MEXC. If you want to sign up for either of those exchanges, links in the description now that we can no longer trade on ByBit in the United States. In fact, this is the last ByBit trade I will ever have open, ever, because I opened this up before May 8th. Another scenario I'm actually looking to play out here is simply just another move to the downside, coming back to this very key zone of support where we very well may just hold down here without getting our move to the upside first. And of course, what I want to see is continuation of this very bullish divergence pattern that we have right here. Again, the uneven butt cheek pattern where as the price is getting lower, the butt cheeks are getting higher on market Cipher B. We do have to be aware, however, that if we are unable to hold the green box, then it becomes very, very bearish, which is why I have the take profits literally set all the way down to 16,500. Because if we are going to not only lose the 200-week moving average, but the green box, now we are back inside this old range, and it actually becomes more probable than not that we will make our way back down to the low of the range, where we have a very, very, very important zone of support. Now, if we understand where we are in the 4-year market cycle, we also understand that we're in that period of time where Bitcoin doesn't necessarily get major pumps to the upside or major dumps to the downside, but what we do is we have this slow grinding kind of range for about 6 months to a year before the halving, where we can basically look to accumulate Bitcoin on the dumps, knowing that the bottom of the 4-year cycle is in. I've made many videos about this in the past, but this is Bitcoin from its inception, and you can see that every market cycle bottom, we bottom out at the 786 Fibonacci level, and then for about 6 months to a year, we trade sideways before the big bull market begins at the halving. The green lines represent a year before the halving, the white line represents the halving, and you can see that pretty much the last few market cycles, green line year before the halving, range sideways for a year, and then boom. So that's exactly what's happening right now. We've come down to the 786 fib level. A year before the halving, we can expect us to kind of range sideways here before boom, we just blast off and hit our new all-time high for the next 4-year cycle. All right, y'all, that is it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, and may God bless you all in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are very blessed, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Peace.